Hi everybody, welcome to part 6 of my story. I'm going to pick up right where I left off, and that was me talking about a certain thing I discovered it was in my pathophysiology class, about a certain mechanism for anxiety. Now, throughout my entire situation here, I'm a medical field person, and I'm someone who enjoys learning about biology and specifically the brain here, because that's where I was having challenges and issues. And in my research I came across something known as ketamine, and it was used as an off-label treatment for anxiety and depression. Ketamine has a specific action on a certain receptor in the brain, and this is something I'm going to go deep into in another episode. But in my research, I saw that all these companies right now are looking into creating a drug that does something similar to ketamine. In fact, I think Johnson & Johnson just released a medication called esketamine last year, which is like a close chemical relative to ketamine that they use for postpartum depression and things like that, because it has rapid relief of anxiety and depression symptoms. And I thought, whoa, well, obviously, this certain receptor is having some issues. And the more I studied it, the more I found that elemental magnesium, does a very similar thing to the receptor that these medications like ketamine are doing to it. The more I researched it, the more I was like, often in first world countries, people are deficient in magnesium. We get enough of it in our diet a lot of the time, but we don't realize that we don't actually absorb magnesium very well through our intestines, and it's something that's absorbed through the skin. And I read a book about magnesium and what it does, and I researched and I fleshed out this paper I was writing for my pathophysiology class, and I came to the conclusion that the best thing to do if you think you may be suffering from a magnesium deficiency, which is something that's hard to test, which I will also talk about, doing a lotion of elemental magnesium will help it enter the body. It works on this receptor similarly to these drugs that are being used very effectively for depression and anxiety. And I thought I would try it. And I found, a good lotion online, and I started using it every day. I used a squirt on each leg. I felt so much symptom relief from my anxiety. Like, I'd say my Prozac got me 50% of the way. And I would say the magnesium got me another 35% of the way to feeling normal. And that last 15%, I could manage through things that I learned in counseling and strategies that, I had adopted over time to help me deal with it. Finally, just things were really coming together, and there was even a time I sort of doubted. I was like, I don't know if this is the magnesium, and I stopped using it for a while, and my depression came back and my anxiety came back strong. And I thought, well, this is helping way more than I thought. And I never put a lot of stock or credit into natural or herbal remedies, because it's something that I had tried over the years without success, and I just felt like I was just throwing money at these supplement companies that are like, oh, this is as good as, a medication, it's as good as Xanax or something, but they just never really helped me. But the magnesium did, and I really started to get my life back, and it felt permanent. It wasn't just something that was minute to minute. It was, my future looks normal now. My future looks bright. And things got better. Situations for me got better. I made new friends. I started to be social again. I wasn't constantly fighting medication side effects. I wasn't constantly trying new medications. I wasn't constantly fighting, heart palpitations, and I wasn't constantly, tired all the time from the depression. And it was amazing. And things got better. And I felt so blessed. And I even started going off medications. I went off of Lamictal, guanfacine. I even stopped taking trazodone, which I had been taking for sleep. And trazodone was difficult to come off of, but I started to feel normal, and it was great. And it's been a year and a half since then, and I still feel good. And I feel my future is bright. And I feel like I've been so blessed. I've been helped by so many people, my counselor, my doctors, my family, my friends, good people who have been there all along. And I finally got through, and it took almost 8 years for me. And maybe it was shorter for you. Maybe it's going to be longer for you. But I think people should know that there is solutions. There are ways to get through this. I never thought I would be here. For so long, I thought I would never get better. And it took a long time. And it felt like even longer at the time. But there's always a way. So keep trying, keep working hard, keep making changes in your life. And I'm so grateful for all those that have helped me get to where I am, and the love and the support that I've received from so many people over the years. I'm so grateful. And continue to press forward with whatever you're going through. Whether it's anxiety, depression, bipolar, schizophrenia, any other mental health challenge, and any challenge you can get through, and God will help you. This channel is going to be dedicated to things that I've learned, things that I've found as solutions, and things that may be helpful for people who suffer with depression and anxiety, and also just things that may just be of comfort to those who suffer and to those who know somebody who suffers. We can get through this together. And depression and anxiety is one of the largest health problems in the world and one of the biggest causes of disability worldwide. There are ways that we can get through this, solutions we can find together.